You smell like pepperoni.
Well, if that's the way you feel.
Wait a minute.
That stuff, get down on your knees and pray.
I think they're as big as wolves. Look just as vicious.
His dead wife was watching.
First his wife, then he...
Hey, dirtbag. You're a lousy shot. I don't like lousy.
Say something.
I never try anything. I just do it. Like I don't beat clocks. Just people. Want to try me?
You want to try me? All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bad Cinema, where we see if it's so bad it's good, or is it so bad it's just bad. Well, we had a kind of a streak going on, but about movies that were so good they were so bad they were good. But we may have broke that streak tonight. I'm not sure. I'll see what my colleagues here think about this. But tonight we are reviewing the 1980 film, The Exterminator. Cool. It's a cool movie poster. You got a guy with a motorcycle helmet on. It's like he's got like a leather. I don't think he didn't really dress like that in the movie, but the flamethrower is only in it for a short while. But there he is with the flamethrower. Looks cool though.
The man they pushed too far.
Yeah, the man they pushed too far. You may recognize this guy. This is Christopher George. He was in Enter the Ninja. If you remember, he's the guy that said, "Ninja, oh ninja." He was a TV actor. A lot of stuff he did. He was on a show called the Desert Rats, the Rat Squad. He was in the military. He was in the United States Marine Corps. He enlisted on October 13th, 1948, at the age of 17. He was enlisted because he was being inspired by John Wayne saying, you know, he caused the enlistment of 100 kids in the Marines, and I was one of them. His first duty station was headquarters of the Marine Corps in Quantico, Virginia. All right. Ooh. And then we got also, hold on. We got a random gang member here. If you notice in the 80s and 70s, the street gang members always had headbands and jean jackets or leather vests, you know, nothing like gangs actually dress. It's also got the late, great Steve James. You might remember from American Ninja.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Steve James passed away from pancreatic cancer at the age of 42 in 1993.
He's awesome.
He was a martial artist. And pretty cool guy in a movie. Like, I mean, he was always like the sidekick kind of dude, but he always knew how to fight, you know, do some martial arts. And the next to him there, we have Robert Ginty. And Robert Ginty also unfortunately passed away at the age of 60 on September 21st, 2009. His son is an actor. His son's name is James Francis Ginty, who has been he went to Juilliard, and he's been in such movies as K-19, The Widowmaker. So there you got that guy. And he unfortunately passed away too. And the one thing that's kind of a weird, eerie fact about this movie, all the main cast of this movie have passed away, and they've been dead for over 10, 15 years.
Wow.
Yep. And we got a comment here. Hey, Jean Malo.
Bonjour, Jean Malo.
Bonjour. All right, we got some more pictures we'll share real quick. I'll turn my camera off for a minute. I'll bite into a cookie. I'm worried about eating on camera. We had a Vietnam scene. Most of the Vietnamese people are played by, look like Chinese though. That's probably the most interesting part of the movie. And be honest with you, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, the movie started off at least with some pretty wild action and pretty cool special effects, and then it
Well,
kind of started to
the
drag a
problem
little.
is it slowed down considerably, but we'll talk about that. Hey, Mark, what up, guys? What, another hell of a gritty early 80s dime store Charles Bronson movie. Didn't realize this was a trauma movie at first. It is a trauma movie?
I guess it is. I thought it said Trauma Pictures release when it was coming on.
Oh. Okay, well, it was part 2 was in canon, though. I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a high school kid with confidence problems directed it.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson is listed as an uncredited part in this movie. Did y'all even see him? Because I didn't.
I did not. He must have been a background. Must have been a background player. Would everybody like to watch the trailer? Let's watch the trailer.
I would have been a young Sam Jackson.
Very young, probably teenager. How old is Sam Jackson? I don't know. He might not have been a teenager, but he was probably young.
In war, you have to kill to survive. On the streets of New York, the choice is...
I want to say something about that explosion. That guy flies like 30 feet in the fucking air.
the same. For the Exterminator.
And I love the 1980s movie trailer preview announcer for the Exterminator. For the Exterminator.
That voice.
The search is on. The police who's not only smarter than they are, he's doing their job.
Actually, I'm sorry, but he was not smarter than they were.
No.
He did some really dumb shit in this movie.
He's not smart at all.
That's what it's like to be a victim.
The Exterminator, the man they pushed too far.
This director that tried to get you on his side to make this guy, the vigilante who's gonna skip past the rules and regulations of the dumb bumbling cops, become vengeance, justice. It didn't work. He fucking shot and missed. It was a brick.
Yeah. He marks his first time watching this, but I always remember seeing the VHS case on the shelf for part 2. It has better box art for sure. Yes, it did. And actually, it's a better movie. It's more fun. This one, and I always remember every time we'd go in there, I'd see it. The guy with the flamethrower and the red like leather or whatever. It looked like a comic book cover, didn't it? Mm-hmm. That would actually be a good movie poster to homage.
Yeah.
On a comic.
Yeah.
Because I think they spent most of the budget in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Didn't quite understand how the decapitation happened so easily in the beginning. Yeah, that was kind of weird too. But it is Trauma Pictures, and I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm totally not surprised. But like the thing is, they're just trying to catch on like Charles Bronson, Dirty Harry. But the problem is, Dirty Harry and Death Wish did it better.
Yeah.
But the problem also with this one is like they should have played in, if they wanted to play with a guy that was actually I know Rambo came out after this. If you want to see a movie where a fucking Vietnam veteran it's in the special forces, goes off the deep end, goes rogue because he's been pushed too far by somebody, and he uses his ability to outsmart the authorities, that's the movie you should have done like that. Because this guy did not do anything. Because I saw what the guy, you see the first scene, They're wearing green berets and tiger stripe camo. They're supposed to be like special forces. That's what they're inferring by that. And this guy was like a green beret would have never. That part with the dog, he took that guy. Okay, first off, if you're in special forces and you got tactical ability, and I'm gonna ask Jeff what he thinks about this too, because he was in law enforcement. And you ask the guy, okay, is there the code and everything for your safe? And he's got that guy up there. He goes, you got anything else you want to tell me? Oh, no, don't worry about it. He didn't tell him about the dog, right? So he just kind of walks in the house and gets jumped by a fucking dog. Give me a break.
Right.
All right. But anyway, we'll look at the Wikipedia real quick. I mean, my dad would watch this movie. He would have probably told you, like, there's probably going to be a dog in there somewhere. All right.
Yeah.
Or at least look
We
for
called
something
them
like that.
We called them land sharks.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The Exterminator is a 1980 American vigilante action film written and directed by James Glickenhaus and starring Christopher George, Samantha Eggar, Robert Ginty, and of course Steve James. Ginty plays John Eastland, a Vietnam veteran who turns vigilante when his employer gets shaken down by the Mafia and his best friend, a fellow veteran who once saved his life in combat, is left paralyzed by a street gang. Now, I'm going to rewind right here because that's inaccurate. He does not initially start this because of his boss getting shaken down. That's an excuse for him to get money to support his friend who's now paralyzed. The main reason he wouldn't got payback for these dudes, he decided to keep carrying it on. Yeah. And you got these roving street gangs with muscle cars with flames on it, with chains wrapped around their hands and all this bullshit. They might as well have been the Jets from West Side Story.
Yeah, exactly.
The film, particularly the grisly methods employed by Eastland to coerce criminals, drew outrage from critics. However, it was an independent hit, generating $30 to $35 million.
Oh,
I can't believe that. I'm sorry.
That's just a trope of what, not a trope, but an indicator of what good marketing can do. Have a cool poster, have a cool VHS, like he was talking about, like Mark was saying, the art of the VHS cassette cover. That will move movies. The movie can be absolute dog, and I don't know. You got a cool cover like this guy with a freaking flamethrower, and 13-year-old kids would be like, "Yeah, I want to rent that."
Yeah, I agree with Mark. I do not think that's the same actor on the poster there.
Probably not.
I think that's like a model.
Yeah, because the dude never looks like him ever in the movie.
No, he's never got black leather on, or he wears like a riot gear, like like the old SWAT team riot gear hat or whatever for police use it. But also, it says here that it says that Ginty had never been a lead until this point. He was more of a supporting player in mainstream. Yeah, a second career as an exploitation leading man, and it marked his break. And also, he was also his second career as Steve James, who was mainly known. It kind of gave him a breakthrough career. This part, right? I mean, what I mean? It's also considered an early example of a vetsploitation subgenre, which would mean the crazy veteran who just had enough, and he's going to go just take out the bad guys.
Yeah,
which is true. They kind of make it look like, and really, honestly, they tried to portray. A lot of times, they tried to portray like there was another movie, Rolling Thunder. I don't know if you remember that one with Tommy Lee Jones and William Devane, and they used to try to portray the veterans as all kind of crazy and messed up in the head.
Yeah, and loose cannon.
Yeah, loose cannons, and it really is unfair because.
Yeah, it's not true.
I mean, I know there was a lot of people that did struggle coming back in that war, but I think it's an unfair stereotype. It's the same thing with remember the old they call them and it is Martin Luther King Day, so I might as well mention this. Errol Hurley had a great Martin Luther King Day, by the way. But the whole trope with the black exploitation films in the 70s. All the black characters are pimps or drug dealers or something like that. It's always some kind of negative thing, But so they did the same thing with veterans, So okay, I'm gonna continue here. I'm getting kind of off track. There's at the first up we open up. They're in Vietnam. They're in a firefight. They're supposed to be like special forces. I don't know why the North Vietnamese decided in the middle of this firefight that they took two guys captured. Go, hey, we're just going to take you right over the hill here to our little camp with tiki torches everywhere, so the Americans can spot us when they want to attack us with their bombs, and we're going to torture you. So they go there and cut one of their guys' heads off, and by the way, they had Robert Ginty tied up to these stakes, Jeff, but they just had and they had Steve James there, who was like at least 3 times the size of Ginty, just sitting there on his knees with his hands behind his back, not tied or anything. But anyway, so Steve James gets his M60 back and he guns them down.
Yeah.
So then we get to New York City, and I have to be honest with you. Hey, Callie, how you doing? That whole part where they played the entire song for the intro, they could have cut that entire scene in half. I don't know what you guys felt. Did you feel like that title sequence ran entirely way too long?
There's a lot of things that in this movie where I don't know. It's just unfortunate decisions by editing, unfortunate decisions by director shot. You know, not like I'm a freaking Hollywood director or anything, but as a consumer of movies, it's like, look, man.
I'm not a director, but I've seen enough film critic stuff, film criticism videos on YouTube. I've done me and you and Tony have done a lot. I've probably done more than you guys. Y'all kind of have been on the show for a long time now, but still, it's probably almost a year I've been doing this bad cinema and watching stuff people review bad cinema. And the one thing you see in a bad movie is extended driving sequences, extended intros to a movie that make no sense. Like there's part of the intro of this movie when they go to New York where they're not even playing like credits; they're just playing the song.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like somebody's brother-in-law wrote this country song, and they said, "We're going to put it in the movie for you," and they played the entire thing. And I like what Mark said here. He says they did everything they did because they had no budget or they spent it all on drugs.
Yep.
That's
a cocaine action movie.
Yes, there was stock footage in here, like New York stuff. I'm pretty sure that Skyline in New York, a lot of that was stock footage. There was other things I think that were stock footage. So anyway, let me see what else we can look up on this movie. So the movie shoots in New York. So anyway, we'll go through the production. While promoting the struggling first film, The Astrologer. By the way, The Astrologer, I saw a video on this movie. It is just as bad it's worse than this movie. But anyway, The Astrologer, directed by Glickenhaus, realized the importance of the Southern drive-in and international markets, which demanded more visual and action-driven production. A visit to the 1978 Cannes Film Festival with Astrologer producer Mark Bunson allowed the pair to fine-tune their assessment of what the world wanted to see. The impetus for The Exterminator came from the mugging of a Columbia University student in an elevator, which had left him paralyzed. Drawing from Sergio Leone, the original draft only had a handful of dialogue lines, but this did not prove commercially viable, and a more conventional structure was then adopted. Bunson, who was Glickenhaus's childhood friend, returned as producer. In the early stages of development, the projected budget was just $850,000. More money was added as the picture grew in ambition. The budget was provided by Glickenhaus' affluent family and business acquaintances of the Bunsons, who were big real estate players. Oh, so this is kind of like a vanity project, basically. It said it's distributed by Avco Embassy Pictures. So anyway, casting. The Golden Globe winner Joseph Bottoms was originally hired to play John Eastland. To entice the young star, Glickenhaus topped up his fee with a percentage of the film's profits, which would have made him millions had he foreseen its success. However, when Bottoms landed a role in the Disney film The Black Hole, oh, okay, I know who he was. He was a young crew member of the Palomino, I think. His camp asked for an extra $10,000, arguing that the Exterminator could damage his image. While the sum was modest, Glickenhaus did not appreciate being ambushed just 1 week before filming. So he refused out of principle and delayed photography for another week to find a replacement. So he got a replacement in a week. Among the actors offered to him was Robert Ginty, who he had seen portray a Vietnam veteran in the 1978 drama Coming Home. I remember that movie. Although his everyman physique was at odds with the audience's expectations of an action star, the director rationalized that it might make his vigilante turn more impactful. Ginty loved the script in part because he had once witnessed a fatal gang attack on a friend and returned to New York within 24 hours. While getting along creatively, Ginty and Glickenhaus did not gel from a personal standpoint. According to the director, Ginty later acknowledged his bad behavior, and they remained on speaking terms thereafter, albeit not particularly close. Steve James was also received his first featured role in this film. Originally, James applied to be for the bit part of the bartender, but Glickenhaus liked him so much that he rewrote Eastland's best friend, a Puerto Rican, as an African American to accommodate him. Top bill Christopher George and BAFTA Award winner nominee Samantha Eggar were added to bring respectability to the project. All right, so then we got the photography started. They started filming in 1979 in New York City. Shooting was scheduled for 8 weeks. Some scenes were shot at an illegal prostitution house on 42nd Street. That's hilarious. Yes, this definitely qualifies as a grindhouse movie. Definitely. And he said, sounds like the set of Papa. I heard there was cocaine aplenty on that set. Okay, here we go. So they used the Bronx bus terminal, was extensively used. The vehicular crashes were staged there, as were scenes set at the food warehouse, employing Ginty and James's characters. Okay, let's see. Reshoots after filming the assembly cut, it was decided the movie needed a signature set piece. This led to the creation of the Vietnam prologue. It took only 4 days to shoot it, but benefited from 4 weeks of extensive planning, which was mostly overseen by Buntsman. Glickenhaus did join in time to direct. The sequence was filmed in the Indian Dunes in Valencia, California, under pyrotechnics coordinator Paul Stewart. The same location. Oh, wow, listen to this. This was the same location and the same stunt coordinator that would be used for Twilight Zone's ill-fated Vietnam segment in 1982.
Wow.
During the ensuing trial, because if you remember, what's his name? He got sued. What's the director's name that directed Twilight Zone? Remember, he directed American Werewolf in London. He got sued for wrongful death by that actor's family. And so during the trial, it says it was alleged that incidents foreshadowing the catastrophe, including that helicopter crash in the Twilight Zone movie, they said some of the stuff that was evidence of this took place on the set of The Exterminator. Glickenhaus categorically denied the bulk of those claims and provided trade magazine Variety with corroborating testimonies. The decapitation scene did not use a simple dummy, but a full animatronic made by Stan Winston for $25,000.
It was pretty good.
So real, huh?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, because it was so realistic, Glickenhaus believes it was used in all shots. Estimates of the film's budget have varied somewhat. In a contemporary interview, Buntsman determined that it had come in at $1.5 million, including a bit over $1 million, including professional photography, and it says that they also added an additional $400,000 for the prologue. The Exterminator was mixed in Dolby surround sound. They had demanded, the MPAA demanded they cut 42 seconds out or they would get an X rating.
I wonder what they cut out.
I don't know. I mean, this movie made $5 million at the box office. Domestic rentals only. Okay. All right. It says here that I just want to go over this. This is where it gets interesting. The Ohio murder case. On September 22nd, 1980, a man was stabbed following the screening of The Exterminator at the Summit Drive-In Theater in Coventry Township, Ohio, and later died from his injuries. The victim's mother filed a $1.6 million lawsuit against the theater and distributor Apple Embassy Pictures, claiming that the film's violence had contributed to this incident.
Oh, God. Nope.
The lawsuit,
Jesus.
3 years later, although a witness surfaced in 87, claimed that he had heard the perpetrator say, "I am the Exterminator."
So what?
Yeah, I'm just telling you what happened.
And I'm Batman.
Anyway, the box office reception, 5 million domestic rentals in this context, meaning the remaining gross after theater operators took their cut. Critical reception. The Exterminator was poorly received by critics, who found few merits in its cinematic aspects and staunchly disapproved of the titular character's ethics. At an advanced screening 6 months before the film's release, Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times criticized it and called it a sick example of the almost unbelievable descent that American movies has taken into gruesome savagery. He called it a direct ripoff of Death Wish. I have to agree with him there. In the trade magazine Variety, the reviewer credited as LOR deemed that James Glickenhaus commits the major sin of shooting an action film with little action. Instead, his contrived script opts for grotesque violence and a series of glum, disasterful scenes. I kind of have to agree with that, too. Jack Matthews of the Detroit Free Press denounced it as cynical, a vile story of urban justice in which it's hard to tell the good guys from the bad. Again, I have to agree with him there. Donna Sharon of the Cleveland Plain Dealer wrote that the film degenerates into an orgy of destruction as the Exterminator becomes as perverted as the people he sets out to punish. She advises those that wish to see this film to watch it on an empty stomach. And for my neck of the woods, Michael Marriott of the Louisville Courier Journal called it a nasty little film that grows on you like a mosquito. And it's about as socially redeeming as a housefly. He pointed to its unconvincing acting, its disjointed storyline, where only its opening moments are even worth watching.
I think disjointed storyline is being gracious.
Nice. Yeah. The timing may be good, but the film certainly isn't. Linda Gross of the LA Times was appalled by the film's nauseatingly graphic acts of violence committed against persons unable to defend themselves, she says, which makes the sadist of us all. She called the film a slick, racist, depraved due to its representation of New York as presided over by the CIA. A few critics, yeah, it just says that like a lot of people didn't like it. Basically, a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah.
It says here at 82, Glickenhaus claimed the film had grossed $30 million worldwide. A 1984 New York Times article mentioned that the film had generated $35 million in revenue. That amount included ancillary rights such as television and home video. It's remained moderately controversial since its release. It says. And there's a novelization and a sequel. Okay, I read too much of that crap. But anyway, because it took me like 20 minutes to do that shit. Anyway, my initial thoughts of this movie is it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's just not done very well. The only thing that was done well is I think is that prologue, and I'm talking about the pyrotechnics and the effects of that guy getting beheaded. That was done like a pretty decent action movie type sequence. But after
I
that,
agree.
the movie just kind of, I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, we're going to usually go about this like, what's our favorite part? We're going to go with this a different way. I'm going to be a savage. First off, that part with the police officer having a relationship with that nurse who is like a rich doctor or whatever, totally unnecessary. It doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme. He gets killed at the end of it. Spoiler alert. So what does it even matter that we've met that character? You never see her again. After he hooks up with her in the hospital, all you hear is that, "Oh, well, you be careful," and that's the last we see of her.
That's what I'm saying. There's a bunch of like dead ends that don't mean anything. They're not significant, and the movie does not stay tied together as it plots along. It's disjointed. It doesn't. I don't see who the protagonist is supposed to be. I think they wanted. What was his name? I'm drawing a blank.
I think that Christopher George was supposed to be like the
Was he supposed to be the protagonist?
He was top billed in this movie.
Okay, maybe it was supposed to be him, but I never really. I don't know. So I guess the vigilante guy was the bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
he was not a good guy. Like, I mean, let's be honest with you. His friend's paralyzed, but he's still got a family.
Yeah.
Well, he just without even asking Steve James's character, he's like, "Oh, you don't want to live like this, bro. Let me kill you," and killed him.
Yeah. He did that stupid shit. He's like, "If you don't want to live like this, blink twice." I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
I don't remember him blinking twice though.
Guess what? We're humans. We have to blink. What if he's like, "Fuck, I don't want to die. Oh, my eyes are getting dry. Shit. Blink, blink. Oh fuck, now he's gonna kill me."
I think I would have chilled out because there's a lot of things that medical people can do. That just because they say that doesn't mean you might not. You might make it. Who knows?
Yeah.
And you got to think of other people's family. Like I don't know. I thought he's being very selfish. Either way, this guy saved his life. Then he killed him.
They missed the mark on so many things. I bet you that was supposed to be some type of mercy killing, emotionally charged. It's supposed to be that kind of scene, right? Where it's like a brother has to let another brother go while at the same time putting him out of his misery. And it's supposed to be, and it misses so bad. It's just,
Hey, look at what Mark said. All I know is that I want my black ninja. I want him now.
Yeah. He needed him.
When I saw that guy in the movie,
Ninja.
Oh my
Ninja.
God! And the guy has no emotion. At least, like in Death Wish. At least in Death Wish, Charles Bronson is fucking pissed off, and he lets people know it. And he's got some style to it. Like, remember in Death Wish? I think it might have been Death Wish 2. Or was it? He goes, have you met Jesus? He tells that one guy. He's like, "No, man." He goes, "You're about to meet him, asshole," and shoots him. That's the kind of shit you got. This guy had no one-liners. This guy had he just said, he told the guy hanging up over the meat grinder, "If you're lying to me, I'll come back and kill you. Bye." And then he just comes back and kills him. Right? He does it he's so deadpan in this movie. I mean, I don't know if this guy was a bad actor or not, but I think maybe when I saw the part where they say they were influenced by Sergio Leone films. If you know anything about Sergio Leone, remember The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Clint Eastwood barely speaks like what? 2 paragraphs in that movie?
Probably.
He doesn't talk at all and they wanted him to be more like that kind of character. And I don't think for this kind of movie you need that. You need to have a guy like Stick Around Bennett, like Arnold in Commando. You got to be kind of have some flair to you. You know what I mean? This guy had no.
Or when he was Mr. Freeze, chill out.
Yeah. Or Stallone, like Stallone in Cobra. Remember when he said, Hey, scumbag, you're a lousy shot. I can't stand lousy shots. You think somebody like that in it, you know? And I can imagine like Arnold would have been able to do something with this movie. Like it, but like I also think that the writing is not that great. It does not make any sense. Like you see the Mafia show up and it's just like, okay. But then they don't say nothing about it for like half the movie. And then he decides to bring it up himself to steal all this money to help his friend's family out, right? And and he makes a horrible decision. Like this guy's supposed to be like a Green Beret or something. He's like, "No, you're not lying to me, are you?" When he asks that guy what the security code is and how you get in the alarm, what do you guys think? I'll let you guys talk for a while. I feel like I'm talking too much.
This movie's trash. That's all I can say.
Man, a few words. All right. I feel like
well, no, I already. I mean,
yeah,
I've already kind of encapsulated all the points that I think I can hit.
I was gonna say. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was just saying they never successfully land the audience as far as pulling them into being sympathetic to any of the characters that much.
I know.
There's a lot of just dead. There's a lot of just dead time, and horrible scenes, horrible shots that don't. They don't. I don't know. They just don't. They don't communicate. You know.
There's no payoff.
Yeah.
Like he goes through all this hell and all this horrible shit happens, and you're like, he doesn't even have a woman to go to or nothing. He's not even that. Like, and the guy that had the woman gets killed, right? So also everything is just like a horrible, like he kills his friend. His friend gets paralyzed. Then he kills him.
Yeah.
And then like there's no. Then they're like they had this one scene that was not totally unnecessary. Where those two guys kidnapped that prostitute off the street with a solder knife. That scene was totally freaking unnecessary.
Nope.
And even the scene where the gang members they jump the black guy, and looking at these gang members, it's like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Even 7 or 9 of those little dudes would have been absolutely donkey stomped by that guy, easy. You know, it's just like that.
Hey, what? I'm glad you brought that up because here's where they jumped the guy. I think it's where they jumped the guy, and like he would have killed him.
All those guys weigh like 130 pounds.
And the one guy that's big, he's just chubby. Steve James is ripped. You remember American Ninja? What he used to look like?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, and look at the way these guys go around the neighborhood. This is just a stereotypical, horrible. This is not even a B movie. This is a C movie, y'all. Okay.
All right. Be a good boy, okay?
Bat sticking out the window.
Yeah, out the window as you drive by, boys. Okay, we need to get that on shot, on camera.
Hey, it would have been a coup de grace if the bat was like a yellow plastic wiffle bat. That would have been perfect.
Callie said the greatest outcome of this film was that we made it on Matt's bad cinema review. Yeah, I think that was us. Was that us, Callie? Was that the Black Order comic? I'm just kidding. And
Mark's hitting it on the head.
Yeah, no character development in favor of cheap violent scene after violent scene. Like that poor little girl getting and then they just showed that so he could save somebody and be like, "You're safe now. Nobody's going to do that to you again."
Right? Yeah, it's supposed to make you like pull you in like he's some kind of street vigilante hero.
You know what else it reminds me of? This movie it makes me think that somebody, when they were trying to take a movie to write, they got extremely coked up in a hotel room and watched Taxi Driver and Death Wish on a loop. And then they just they tried to steal the best ideas and they couldn't do it. Like, look, Taxi Driver, if you remember, which came out in 1976, which was 4 years before this movie, it does that thing where Travis Bickle is not quite the good guy, but we're following him the whole movie. But De Niro's character is not a good guy. He just completely just deteriorates the entire movie with his mentality, and to the point he kills, and then he ends up a hero out of accident because he had ran out of bullets to take himself out. And that whole scene with I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Tony, but I just never the movie never drew me in. It just I was just waiting for something to make sense.
Like you said before, the beginning of it with the the prologue, that got my attention, and then the whole thing, like you said about New York City. The only time I've ever seen a movie that began with a working monologue of New York City and stuff that I liked was Jason Takes Manhattan. I mean, but yeah, the rest of it was just there's nothing endearing to make you endearing to the character at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, the part where he befriends like underage prostitute, they stole that directly from Taxi Driver with Jodie Foster and Robert De Niro. And anyway, we'll just go ahead and review it. We might watch a couple of clips, but I'll be honest with you, probably
they just wanted it. They wanted it to be like a gritty, like you said, a gritty Death Wish type, vigilante street justice movie, and they swung and missed bad.
It did make me, oh, that's the guy from Enter the Ninja. Okay. Oh, that's the dude from American Ninja. And the guy that the guy in the credits they call the Chicken Pimp. I don't know his name, but he plays the lawyer of the Jamaicans in Mark for Death.
Yeah, it's Josh. This is Christina's friend. He knows.
Hey, Josh.
He knows G.W. Bailey, Captain Harris.
Oh man,
friends with him. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, now that's
too bad we couldn't have had him on for the Police Academy review.
I know. Well, I got the message from Christina late. It was like an hour show, and then I think he got the message late. But I talked to him.
Yeah,
and we kind of we're going to do I'm wanting to come on with us for like we're going to do I want to do one where we do like all the Police Academy movies. You know what I mean? Like all together, and we talk about all of them, like a special episode. And I need to get with him about that. But as far as this movie, it's just like I just can't. I was watching. I said I can't. We'll watch a couple of clips, but I'm not even going to play all of them because they're not worth playing. But they play up these horrible street gang member thing. Like, look at this one, this old lady. I kind of chuckled at this just because of the writing. It's not because she got beat up, but because of the writing.
My check was late, so I couldn't buy any food. I need my money, please.
You are breaking my heart here.
Yeah, that's just awful. Yeah, that's just awful.
Truth be told, if that old lady would have been holding a ball bat instead of a bag of groceries, she'd have kicked all three of those dudes' ass.
And we got a couple of I don't know. I don't know what scenes we got here, but the police officer should have survived. The other guy should have died.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that guy, Callie? He was totally struck out. That guy was like, let me show. Okay, I'll bring the photo up. Hold on, Josh. I'll look it up here. I got it on your.
Matt, when you played that clip, the only thing that was going through my head was the old J.G. Whitworth jingle when it says, "When you have a ninja, but you need him now." I don't know how it follows out after that, but
I want my ninja. I want him now.
Ninja.
Yeah, I hate that part.
I wonder how he felt uttering those lines.
He probably said, "This is the dough." It was a paycheck, though. It was a paycheck.
Just keep telling yourself you're getting paid. You're getting paid.
Callie's got it.
All right. Okay, I got to show you this. Which one did we show you, Josh? The one the one you sent me. All right, I got it. Let me save it. I got to save it to my computer first, and then we'll put it on here. I'll probably have to delete some of these videos or something. All right.
That's a worthy sacrifice.
Photo, yeah. I'm not going to laugh. We don't laugh at nobody on this show.
No, man.
They're going to do that.
I got to delete some pictures. I think it's pretty cool that you're friends with him.
Yeah, really.
Now, I wonder what he was like.
I'd love to talk to that guy. I think he'd be awesome.
Yeah. All right, just loading the picture up. Just hope you're okay with me showing it. I'll show it. So here we go.
That's cool. Hell yeah, man.
And it's Captain
Harris.
Yeah. And that's awesome, dude. That's freaking awesome. Cool.
I'd love to meet him and have. I was gonna say I'd love to meet him and have him yell at me like he did Mahoney.
You know what I think sometimes? I mean, I know it's work, and there is work. There's a lot of work involved in putting a movie together. But think about they had to have fucking fun making Police Academy movies. Let's be honest.
I mean, they had to.
I mean, come on, man. They had to have a lot of fun.
I know I would have.
That's awesome. So y'all live close together? I mean, like near each other, Josh? Because I'd rather talk about that than this movie, because this movie we reviewed today is terrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump the gun. I'm not even gonna give it a number for rating. I'm gonna rate it cringe. That's how I rate it.
I give it 0 wings.
I was gonna say I'll give it 0, but I'm gonna also do the Showgirls rating that y'all know me as, which is what I'd rather watch this or Showgirls. I'm watching Showgirls.
Yeah. This is like this show's bad cinema. We had Police Academy is obviously on good cinema, because there's no way in heck it was going to be. We wouldn't. I would give that one a 5 anyway. That movie is awesome.
I'd rather watch Rhinestone than this.
You probably, I guess, made him. Went out there. He's come out there. That's cool.
Right on, Kelly.
Good Lord.
Hell yeah.
Man, I would like to. That'd be cool if you got to meet him and he's like. My favorite thing I always say, my dad would quote that movie, but he would do it like wake me up in the morning to get me out to school. But he would talk like Captain Harris. He'd go, move it, move it, move it.
Whose damn mud is this? I love it. Why don't you just kiss my rosy red ass, Mahoney? That's awesome. That is really cool.
Show you never know. You never know.
I went back and watched the first 4 Police Academy movies in the last 2 days. And between Captain Harris and Lieutenant Mauser, I take Captain Harris any day. I like Mauser, but I love Harris.
Hey, Josh, you got if you want to drop a link or something on my Instagram or any of your socials, I'll put, if you want me to put them in here. I know you said you got I think you got monetized. You said you were monetized, so but yeah, I mean the rating for this. Yeah, I'll send you the link. Come on. Tell us some stories. It'll be more interesting than this movie we just watched.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. I will say this, y'all. At least when Exterminator 2 comes around, it does get better.
A little bit better. I like the cover art for part 2 for sure. I would like to get it just for the poster. Like the poster, just for the art, because it looks like a comic book cover.
And he actually uses the flamethrower more in the second one.
Yeah, I'll give you one, Josh. Just send me a minute. I got I'll give you a wrench. Here we go. Add as a moderator. There you go. Hey, Callie, guess what? I guess you're one too.
You get a wrench. You get a wrench. Everybody gets a wrench.
All right, hold on. I got to find Josh again. I lost the. I'm having trouble with my Instagram tonight. There you are, Josh. I got you.
Trying to find Samuel L. Jackson's scene in this.
I don't know where he was at in this movie. I don't see him anywhere.
Let me look.
Because it says he was an extra.
Well, that's probably why he's uncredited extra.
Yeah, but I just wonder. I wonder if you even catch a glimpse of him.
Hey, Josh, I sent the link to your Instagram. And Callie, you can come on too if you want to. But Callie said making him give him a wrench is the biggest mistake of my life. I don't know. I've made some pretty good bad mistakes in my life. I don't know about that, but Callie's over like, yeah, here's Callie right here here's Callie at the last Comic Con he went to.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
There is Josh's YouTube. Callie found it. Everybody sub him up. I'm gonna go check him out right now. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to even play that. You know what? I don't even think I need to play any more clips of this movie. I downloaded that crap for nothing. All right. I'm going to delete them right now. They're really not that street gang and everything. Yeah. We already did we already condemned this movie.
Yeah.
You know what? And look who else we got here. Uh-oh. I guess he didn't expect to get brought on. Because he said, send me the link for after the show.
I'm Zool.
There is no Dana, only Zool.
There is no Vogs, only Vogs 18.
All right, be nice now, Will. We got a guest here. There's Josh. Hey, Josh.
How you doing?
What's going on, man? How are you doing?
So how did you meet him? Or come to know him?
I just kind of looked him up on a website, not a dirty one, but like just looked him up, I found his phone number, started calling him. You know, I'm not a stalker, and I told him that. I said, I'm not a stalker, I'm just a huge fan. He's like, keep talking. You know, he talks just like in the movies. Keep talking, I'm listening. You know, very, very stern but funny and swearing. He's like, oh fuck. I was like, yeah, I'm just a huge fan. But he was very acceptable. I bought him dinner once. He bought me dinner twice. I mean, it's just like, you know, if I was gay for 5 minutes, I would fall in love with him. But he's a real nice guy. Unfortunately, I found this out today. Don't know if it's true, but he has been advised not to fly.
Oof.
Oh,
that's
Well,
unfortunate.
probably for health reasons or something.
Yeah.
Health reasons. He's got dementia.
Oh man.
Man.
He's 81. And he has a tendency to fall. So he's wheelchair bound. He can't stand long periods of time.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know, and one night when we were together back in 23, we actually fell together, like not fall in love, but we fell. So it was a rainy night, right? He's never been so wet in his life before until he met me. But the problem is, so I told him to stay in the. That wasn't funny. I told him to stay in the car.
I laughed.
And his
I didn't know if he did it on purpose.
No, it was a total accident. I told him to stay in the car because it was so wet out. It was very rainy. I was going into my hotel, and he's like, I'm going to come in and check out your room. I was like, we're not going to sleep together, are we? There's only one bed. So I can keep going. So before we walked in, before I checked in for my room, everything, he slips and falls in the gutter almost on top of me, not sexually, just, you know, he fell backwards on me. I'm sorry, nobody's catching what I'm saying here.
All right.
I'm catching it. I'm just listening.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just
So
looking.
he gets even his like he can't drive anymore
Is this your
either.
comedic debut?
Oh, it gets better.
Okay.
It's dry humor, but I can make it happen if you want to. So anyway, so he gets out of the car. His driver says, "No, DW, you stay in the car. It's probably not best to step out." Well, I don't give a fuck. So he gets out of the car and reaches to kind of get out with both hands, right? His door was open. We were at a curb. He misses his step trying to get up on the curb and he falls. I tried to catch him. I possibly broke something inside me, not my penis. But the thing is, calm down, everyone. Okay, so he falls on me and I fall back on the cement. I had my backpack on and I heard something pop, right? I didn't hurt anything. I didn't crack anything. I hurt when I was breathing. That's how bad it was. And I was there for 2 days. I went to hang out with him to go eat at this Greek restaurant down the street from my hotel. And he realizes he didn't have his wallet the whole day. All his cards, all his money.
Oh, no.
When it was supposed to be on him. So I wasn't pissed or nothing. I was like, oh, shit. I hope I have
I
enough.
left my wallet at home trick.
No, he didn't leave it at home. He left it at an Asian restaurant that he left it at and had no idea because the company called him and said, "Sir, your wallet and everything's here." So he was happy to hear where it was. That was 2 days after I got back. And he did pay me for the dinner in full, which was, can you believe it? $50 for 2 people. Now, what had happened was, the day gets worse than that before we get to his home. I get to see his dick. The problem is, calm down. So we were driving back to his place after dinner, and we were driving on I-5 going to his home. We won't say where, but
obviously.
We get to a certain intersection in his town, and he has his shoes off while driving. Lots of people do that, I know. But see, he had his shoes and bare feet in the way of the pedals.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So he didn't park his car at the light to put his shoes on. He left it running and going, and he bumps into the van in front of him. Not hard, so it's like a, rear end fender bender thing of a family of 5 in a van.
Oh.
Nobody got hurt. Everybody was safe. They hopped out and limped. But anyway, so
they all didn't say, "Oh, my neck." Oh.
Yeah, I love you.
My back, my neck, lick my. So he gets out of his car. I'm sitting there waiting. We're waiting for the cops, whatever, and they were nice. The Hispanic cop comes up to him and says, "Sir, we need to see your license and registration." Unfortunately, he only had the registration and his passport with him, but he forgot his wallet and everything. He does have a license. So he didn't give up his license. He had to sell the car. He can't drive. So then his daughter shows up and says, "Who the fuck is in that car with you, Dad?" And I was like, "Oh, shit, this is going to be bad." So we go to his house. His daughter's a bitch. I didn't like her. And he knows it too. She was trying to, can you believe this? She was trying to break me and him up. I already knew him 5 years. She was trying to break us up. So as I was thinking like, oh shit, am I getting arrested or something? Because she was pissed to high heavens pissed. She says, "I'm going to send you back to your hotel. It's on us through Uber, I guess, or Lyft." And they took me to my hotel. Well, he was supposed to pick me up the next morning at the crack of noon and take me to LAX to get home. So some hot Asian guy at the lobby of the hotel says, "Well, I got a free companion pass on my Uber account. You want to just go with me? I'm going to LAX as well." 5:30 in the morning. I was like, yes, or else I'm walking. So I don't know the bus service or anything in LA, and I don't want to get lost and end up on Skid Row. My problem is, as I was leaving the hotel, Sir said I can go with him. He grabbed my thigh. We were on our way, and I don't know if you guys heard that. I guess I'm boring you.
Yeah, I heard it.
So we get to LAX. I was like 6 hours early for my flight. I was just assing around at LAX because it was not time yet. But anyway, I had a blast. The GW is just the nicest guy, and he makes you laugh every 2 seconds when he talks because you know the F word's coming out or you know this other word's coming out. And I would say, calm down, sir. You're in a restaurant. I don't care. You know, and this is when he was eating breakfast with me. I was like, good job, sir. You know, but he, you know, I kind of told him 1 through 7. Well, he wasn't there for 2 and 3, but I told him about all his roles, all his parts, and I was like, GW, you want to hear all your different lines? I already did it. I don't need to hear it again. So,
yeah.
But he said, go ahead. Let me hear some of it. I said, okay, thanks. You know, and I told him a few bits and pieces. He is the coolest. He loves his friends. He loves his fans. He will not diss you. 2 weekends ago, he was at the Hollywood show in Burbank at a Comic-Con. Michael Winslow was there. Jones. Let's see. Barbara from the first one, the fat guy.
Yeah.
He was there. Also, Brian Tochi, the Asian guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now Brian Tochi was in love with Callahan, which I'm friends with as well, Callahan. I never really got to see her yet, but the problem is she's at an old folks home now. And she's got somebody like an in-home nurse that's with her because she's got major times 20 dementia.
Oh.
76
So
years old.
she thinks her husband, let me just tell you, she thinks her husband's still alive, but he passed away 4 years ago. That's how bad it is.
That's sad.
I called her up one time. I found her number as well, called her up. And get this, I didn't even know her 20 minutes of that phone call. And she's like, I want to get you and your wife out here to me. Well, it never happened. And, you know, I wasn't hurt by it, but I understood it.
Yeah.
I know where she lives now, so I can go and grab her chest. The thing is, she's a doll, though. She was just really nice about the whole thing. Didn't even know us from Adam. So, you know, and her husband was Dan Wilcox, who produced MASH.
Oh, wow.
And Dan Wilcox produced MASH, so GW was on MASH. See how it works?
Yep.
So that's how they kind of knew each other. GW has Bobcat Goldthwait's number. I've got Sweet Chuck's number. I got Mahoney's number. You know, I'm not trying to be special and rich. No, I'm not. I'm just letting you all know that I do stay in touch with these folks, and they've been really good and very nice. But Mahoney has had more work than any of them.
Well, yeah, Gutenberg.
Yeah, well, I remember watching Gutenberg. You know, three Men and a Baby, and he was also one of his first roles was in a movie with Gregory Peck called The Boys from Brazil. I don't know if anybody's seen that movie, but it's really interesting. He gets killed in it. He discovers that I won't say the word because of YouTube, but it rhymes with Yahtzees. And they're trying to clone a certain guy named, with a little, mustache.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I remember Mr. Bailey and Gutenberg were both in Short Circuit.
Yeah.
Yes. And Fisher Stevens called GW scrotum.
Really?
His name was Schroeder or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And Fisher Stevens couldn't say his name, so he called him Sir Scrotum, or something like that. And he was still like a drill sergeant, mean, stern. JW was. He was part of a police or security people or something, and he was very demanding and stuff, just like in Police Academy. But that same voice, what you hear in the movies, that is him in real life. No joke.
Move it, move it, move it.
Perfect.
My
See,
dad.
I was gonna say, I remember when Mr. Bailey was also in a movie called Runaway.
Yeah,
He was also in Mannequin.
Yeah, he was a security guard in Mannequin.
Yeah. And he had the bulldog named Rambo that farts all the time.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
He's like, Jesus, Rambo.
Man's been in a lot of great stuff.
He was also he had a cameo in Chips. If you guys ever realized, he played a DUI suspect that got arrested by Punch.
No, I didn't realize that.
He did a lot. He did a lot of work in like a lot of TV shows. He did
The Closure.
Guest appearance like Starsky and Hutch, the show Soap, Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days, Benson, a bunch of TV shows that we'd all know, like MASH, Say Elsewhere, Murder She Wrote, Simon and Simon. He was in Runaway. Runaway was are you talking about the Tom Selleck movie with Gene Simmons?
Yep.
Tony?
Yep.
Mannequin, Short Circuit, Newhart, the TV show.
Major Crimes.
He's been in a lot of good movies and a lot of good TV shows.
Have you guys?
Have you noticed every role he plays a security guard or a police guy?
Yeah.
Have you guys rated this movie yet, Exterminator?
Yeah, we already rated it. We've forgotten about that movie.
Yeah.
That movie's in the rearview mirror.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Showgirls.
Oh.
Yeah, you get to see Elizabeth Berkley nude.
Yeah, and Gina Gershon.
Oh yeah, I love the kissing scene.
So,
it's a win-win scene. It's a win-win. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here in a minute, but I just wanted to have Josh on because I talked to him last week. Unfortunately, our wires got crossed. We kind of exchanged messages too late to get him on the show last time. But we're going to do a retrospective, Josh, of the whole series, and would love to have you come back for that.
Anytime, sir. Just give me the link.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to end the show right there. We can talk backstage for a minute. But thanks, everybody, for watching. Usually I say just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not any good, but I really can't in this case. But one thing I want to do is everybody tomorrow at noon, Retro Cop Reviews will be back reviewing G.I. Joe issue 6, me and Big Jeff. And well, I don't know if Tony's going to do it, but possibly Tony. We'll see. And tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, Chanko will be my guest for Comic Conversation, Chanko's Comics and Nerd Culture.
Awesome. And
then Wednesday for Good Cinema, we're going to be reviewing LA Confidential starring Kim Basinger, Russell Crowe, and Guy Pearce, and he'll shit out every name for obvious reasons. I'm just kidding. Kevin Spacey, he's been in a little trouble here lately, but a little trouble is kind of it's kind of like an understatement. Yes, thank you, Will. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Oh, and Tony's got Friday Night Frights Friday.
Yep.
And we're reviewing Near Dark at 9 p.m. Eastern, starring Bill Paxton and Lance Henriksen. And I think it's better than Lost Boys, personally, but that's just me. That's probably an unpopular opinion, but
you're not alone.
The best Bill Paxton movie was Twister.
I have to agree with that.
It's a good alien.
Frailty was pretty cool too. The one where he was with Matthew McConaughey.
Yep.
But he wasn't.
Weird,
he wasn't
Weird Science.
Yeah. Oh, we're Chet. Yeah, it's Chet, and he was also the Aliens. Of course, Aliens. Game over, man.
Aliens, man.
Speaking of Aliens,
over, man. Game over.
Speaking of that,
got our asses handed to us.
In honor of the late Bill Paxton, will play this clip.
Game over, man. It's game over. Game over, man. It's game over.
Anyway, all right, so guys, We'll talk to you later. I think next week's Bad Cinema is going to be Hercules, starring Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, God.
Can I share something? Can I share something real fast?
Yeah.
Pull up my avatar, and I'm going to explain something. That was my hotel on Hollywood Boulevard.
Okay.
It's an open hotel. You can park in there. It's gated. We stayed there a couple of times, and it's called the Banana Bungalow. It's not a dick reference or anything. It's just a cool place to stay.
Okay.
And I usually end up staying there each time I visit because it's cheapo. It can be.
Yep.
Awesome.
Good night, everybody.
All right, guys. We're going to sign off.
Good night.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snitchy boochies.